Alright guys, so I'm finally out here for another shooting video. Sorry, the flies are pretty bad out here today, so I wanted to keep them out of my mouth as much as possible. Anyway, like I said, I'm out here for another shooting video today. And I wanted to do something that I'm sure nobody's done before on YouTube. I want to talk about hollow points, right? Okay, nobody's talked about hollow points before. Well, mainly I wanted to do a little demonstration of the difference between full metal jacket bullets and hollow point bullets. And I brought out the Glock for that today. I do have a Glock 22, which is chambered in .40 Smith & Wesson. Now, if you don't know the difference between a full metal jacket bullet and a hollow point bullet, well, a full metal jacket bullet looks like this. And a hollow point bullet looks like this. Okay, what you'll notice is the full metal jacket bullet is completely encased in copper. That it's a full metal jacket of copper over a lead core. And the hollow point bullet has a partial jacket of copper, but there's a big opening in the tip, or a hollow point. Now, the full metal jacket bullet, generally, they're going to zip right through the target. They're not going to deform as much, and they're going to go right through the target and sometimes over penetrate. Where the hollow point bullet is more preferred for, especially for home defense or personal defense, because when that bullet hits its target, being a hollow point, it mushrooms out more. Material gathers in that hollow space and it mushrooms out the bullet. What that means is that there's a lot more energy transfer to the target. With the full metal jacket round, it'll deform a little bit, and especially if you're shooting a person in self-defense, it's gonna hurt them, it's gonna do whatever, but it has a tendency to over penetrate and go through and not create as much shock to the target. Where, like I said, the hollow point bullet, as it mushrooms out, it starts to slow down. And what that does is all of that velocity then transfers into shock into the body cavity if you're shooting a person, or it goes into the target. Maybe I shouldn't always say you're shooting a person, but in the case of self-defense, of course, that's what you're doing. But as it slows down, all of that shock goes into the target, and it does two things. It creates more impact damage into the target, and as it opens up, it creates a larger wound channel, which creates more internal damage. And I guess thirdly, it does three things. It can help prevent it from over penetrating and going through the target and hitting something you don't want to hit. So that's a good thing for personal defense. But today I brought out a couple of coffee creamer bottles filled with water, and I'm going to set them up just a couple feet away from me, and I'm going to shoot them. The first one with a full metal jacket bullet, and the second one with a hollow point. And I'm hoping to see a visual difference in the impact of the bullets. I'm going to put a board behind them to see if I can either stop the bullet after it passes through the coffee creamer bottle, or if it does pass through the board too, I want to see what kind of a hole it makes. Okay, I'm going to start with the full metal jacket. Let's see what it does. All right, let's see what the hollow point does. All right, so that was cool. That was a lot of fun, actually. So this is the creamer bottle from the full metal jacket bullet. It made a little hole in the front and it went through the back, and it was cool. The water poured out. It made it jump a little bit, and the water poured out. It was really cool. Got my Glock all wet. But this is the bottle from the Hollow Point, and as you can see, it tore the label to shreds. Both of them had the caps blow off, and the bottoms blew out on both of them. But the back of this bottle is completely split out where the bullet went through. A lot more energy went through this bottle, and water went everywhere, and to me it seemed like it splashed more out and away from me, where the Full Metal Jacket, it kind of splashed forward too, where it looked like a lot more energy, it felt like a lot more energy went through this and just pushed the water back and away from me, which was pretty cool. There's a lot more of an explosion, but that's really cool. But check out the board. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is the entry hole from the Full Metal Jacket bullet. It's 40 caliber hole, but here is the entry hole from the Hollow Point. Now you can see it's much larger. Hopefully you can see it's much larger from the expansion. As it went through the water, it mushroomed and it opened up, created a lot larger entry hole. Now check this out. Look at the exit holes. That's the exit hole from the Full Metal Jacket bullet, and that's after passing through water. So that blew right through there after passing through water, made that exit hole there. Now check out the Hollow Point exit hole. That's after mushrooming, passing through water, and going through the board. Look at the size of that exit hole right there. That's awesome. I'm pretty impressed by what that did. This is like a press board. It's not plywood, it's press board. But I think that's a good demonstration of the not only the energy transfer through the water, but also the larger size hole and more damage that Hollow Point is going to do. There again, that's why it's best used for self-defense. If you have to shoot somebody, you don't want that bullet making a little hole and zipping right through. You want that Hollow Point to hit the target, open up, transfer as much energy to the bad guy, and stop, and not go through and hit somebody else that you don't want to hit. All right, guys, well, that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I want to say thank you to all the subscribers. I'm up to 300 subscribers now, which is really cool. Considering I've been doing this about a year, and I haven't really been able to put as much time and energy into it as I really wanted to. I'm not doing this for money, I'm just doing it for fun, so it's not always easy for me to get out and do this. But I have had a lot of support. Sorry, the flies are driving me crazy today. I have had a lot of support, and I really appreciate that. I'm doing my best on a budget here, and trying to come up with, maybe not new ideas, but just doing things a little bit differently than other people have done before. So, thanks again for all the support. 300 subscribers, that's really cool. Thanks for all the kind words, and even if you didn't subscribe to my channel, if you watched my videos and liked it, thanks a lot. That's cool for you for watching my videos. But hopefully I'll be able to get some more videos up soon, guys. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Well, so that's what a fly tastes like.